What's up guys, I'm Jim Everything and I'm back today again with another video. In this video, I'll be showing my shoe collection. So let's just hop right into it. So first we're gonna hop in with a Air Jordan 1. These are like a dark green colorway. These are nice and simple. You can see these are decently worn from the sides being dirty. They're a very iconic shoe, Air Jordan 1, so these are pretty nice. Next, we got a simple pair of Checkered Vans. These are pretty, they're pretty standard. I don't know. I mean, these are pretty iconic. These are really well known. Yeah, really nice and simple shoe. Next, we have a pair of Converse Comme des Garçons, and these are pretty nice, honestly. I mean, honestly, if that heart wasn't here, the value of this would probably be around 50 bucks. But since it is here, it's 180. It's just how the whole hype beast thing goes. So these are a pretty cool pair of shoes. They go a lot better with pants than shorts, I can tell you that. So these are nice. Next, we have a pair of Air Force Ones. These ones in particular are swoosh, and these ones are different from the original. You obviously normally see the original all white one, but these ones are black, gray, and white. These are pretty cool, and that's what I think. Next, we have a pair of Ultra Boost. These are dark green. The sides are made out of leather. This is Boost. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna make this sweet and simple. These are really comfortable. Ultra Boosts are one of the most comfortable shoes by far that have been made so far. So, props to Ultra Boost. Next up, we have the same pair of shoes, but these are blue. And I personally like blue the most because blue is my favorite color. The walls of my room are blue. I just overall like the color blue, so I think these are pretty nice. Next, we have a pair of Nike Reacts, and these are a very comfortable shoe. The bottom is pretty much a foam, so you can see how much it absorbs the dirt. Like, it just looks crazily used. But the good thing is the fabric still looks, relatively new. So all I gotta do is just get some soap and water and just rub it down. That's what I do. I use Crep Protect, so I use that solution to clean all my shoes and make them look as brand as new. So good as new. So that's why I think these are awesome. Next, we have another pair of Boost sneakers. These are not Ultra Boost, but these are a little bit different. It's pretty much just Boost, but it's just made out of like a little bit different material. But these are equally as comfortable as other Ultra Boosts, so these are pretty nice. Next, I pretty much have the same exact one, but this is just black. The sole was originally white, but I took paint markers and I made it black because I feel like black goes a lot better than white would. It looks a lot more sleek, and it kind of reminds me of the Static Black Yeezys. So I kind of wanted to make it look a little similar, but of course they are not close to what they look like. But they're still overall just as equally comfortable as the previous sneaker. Next up, keeping the color black, we have black Cadiz. These are a pretty tight fit. These are a very hard shoe to get on, but once they're on, they're not going to fall off, which is great. And yeah, overall, these are a very nice, simple pair of shoes that I really do like. Next up, we have another KD, but it's the same one, but it's blue. So it's blue and white. Has the same overall design. This one is a little bit bigger, and this one right here is a size 10, so this one's a lot easier. I'm pretty sure the previous one is a size 9 or 9.5. So I just wish that this opening was a little bit wider because it's kind of narrow, so it's harder to slip on. I have to like stomp onto the ground to slide my foot in. Like, I can't just only use my hands. Like Ultra Boost. Ultra Boost is overall really easy to put on. All you gotta do is just slide your foot in. There's nothing really much to it. But these ones, you have to put in a little bit more effort. But once your foot's in, it feels really secure. So these are a great shoe. Next up, we have an Air Jordan 32s, and I've had these for about almost 2 years. These are awesome. I remember a while ago when I got these, I wore them a lot because they're actually really comfortable and they look really cool. So I like this shoe a lot. Next up, we got a pair of Reeboks. These look sick, and I made them look even better. And I took Yeezy 350 reflective laces, and I put them in here, so now when you flash it with the flashlight, it pretty much looks like this. It's sick. So overall, I think this is a really cool shoe. Next up, we got a pair of NMDs. These are made out of wool, and it has a little bit of Chinese lettering in the back. I've always found it interesting that NMDs don't really have a full-on insole, but I feel like there maybe is no point because it's made out of Boost, and Boost itself is already really comfortable to wear. So I don't know. I mean, I wish that it did have an insole because it would be a little bit more softer, but I'm not complaining because I think this still looks like, you know, a good shoe. So I'll give it a thumbs up. And next up, we have a pair of Ultra Boosts. These ones were originally, they had a cage over it. So originally it looked like this, but then I took it off and now it looks like this. So now it kind of just looks like a nice slip-on shoe. I cleaned up the fabric. I also painted over the Boost because it got worn out, and now it looks relatively new. And I love this shoe. It's really comfortable. Since I have other pairs of shoes, I actually switch out the soles, and I put them into this shoe, and it'll be a lot more comfortable and soft. So I switched the soles out, and it's really cool to play around with. But overall, I love this shoe. I've had it for a long time, and yeah. So now we're gonna move on to my custom shoes. So first we have a pair of these. These are Amazon shoes. These were my first pair of shoes that I wanted to customize. These are only 30 bucks. I specifically paid very little for these because I was gonna test on this shoe to see how well the colors would go up. And I think this looks great for a first pair of custom shoes with the colors all around it. And these are very uncomfortable, I can tell you that, because of course you're only paying 30 bucks for a pair of shoes. Of course they're not going to be as comfortable as an Ultra Boost, which are average price around 150 to 180. So these are, I mean, look, they look sick now because I customized them, but like before they weren't really that special. So I'm gonna give a thumbs up to them now because now they look pretty nice. Next up, we have another pair of Reeboks. These ones I full on went color everywhere. I even did the laces. I made the laces a comic look, and that actually brings us to my next shoe. Next up, I actually took the comic laces and I put it on another comic Air Force One. These are one of, I don't know, it's either this one or my other pair of shoe, which is my favorite custom shoe that I've made. This one took around 7 hours to make it look perfect. The laces took forever because even the laces I drew on themselves. And overall, even though I put in so much effort into this, I think it's honestly worth it. These look awesome, and I love making custom shoes because when I customize them, it's a 1 out of 1 in the entire world because I customized it with my own creativity. So that's why it's great to have these. And my last pair of custom shoes is custom Yeezys. I took these and I pretty much painted them red. I really feel like I should have made a YouTube video making all these custom shoes, but I feel like it would be kind of boring because it takes so long, because I have a little bit of I think I have OCD, but like I try to make things like almost too perfect. So I take so much more time and effort to make it look the best it could. So that's why these took forever too, as well as the comic Air Force Ones. They took a very long time to make because I wanted it to be almost perfect, and it looks great. So that's why, because after I customize it, I won't have to do it again. So let's try to make it last and look the best. And that's also what I did with these. Even though these are all red, if you were to look at the separation between the sole and the bottom, you can see how perfectly I cut it off. You can see it just goes from red to all the way bottom. I didn't paint the bottom because it was gonna get, because the paint was gonna get ripped off from the bottom, because if I'm walking on the surface, I might as well not do that. So I painted all the way around it. I think it looks sick. Obviously, well, the shoe is a little bit stiff because it's paint, but overall, I mean, I really get used to it. But this is awesome. Now moving on to my last 3 pairs of shoes, which are Yeezys. So first we have the cream whites. These are an iconic pair of shoes. Many people, I feel like, have seen these before for a fact. I mean, this is a pretty iconic shoe, very iconic colorway, and it overall looks great. I mean, it's nice and simple, all white. It's nothing too crazy. My last shoe is going to be the craziest though, which I'll give you a hint. So I can tell you it's colorful. Next up, we got another iconic colorway, which is the 350 Zebras. And these are awesome. I mean, they just look sick, and they go with anything really, because black and white go with almost any color really. And that's why I like this shoe, because you can wear it with a lot of different things. But certain shoes, like my custom Red Octobers, you can't really wear them with that much stuff because they're red. They're plain out red. But if it's black and white like this, it'll work with a lot of stuff. But for the red, I would just wear it with a red hoodie, because I have about 3 of them, so I can just switch between them. So this is my Yeezy Zebras. And last but not least, the most colorful of all, we have the Yeezy 350 Heels. And these are crazy because there's just colors everywhere. And I'm colorblind, by the way, so even though I can't even see half the colors on this shoe, it still looks sick. You know what I mean? So, I mean, if I can't see all the colors, at least everyone else around me could. You know what I mean? So, and also, these laces are also reflective. So I'm going to show you a picture of what they look like reflective right about here. And it could be nice, but the thing is, there's also other pairs of reflective Yeezys that are that the actual fabric it has the 3M material inside of it. So I feel like that's not as worth it, because it costs like an extra $100 to $200 more than the shoe already is, just to have the reflectiveness in the actual shoe. But this is the non-reflective version, and the laces already come reflective. So I think this is the most worth it, because you're mainly gonna see the reflectiveness when you film it with the flash on. Because if you were to flash it and someone were to look at it from a different angle, you won't actually see how it glows. It only glows when you record it with your phone. So that's why if you're going to a party, let's say you're a great dancer, you were on the dance floor, people were whipping out their phones, recording you with the flash on, it'll be good because it'll look sick in the video that your shoes are glowing. But that's really, you know, the most you're gonna be using this for. Or it could be helpful because this pair of shoes also has 3M on the sides. You can see these stripes are actually made out of 3M, which is the reflective material they use to reflect the light, and that's what the effect is. I'll also show a picture on what these look like right up here. And so basically this can also be helpful because for me, I ride my bike a lot around my neighborhood, and if I were to possibly be riding at night, which I kind of am a little bit because I have a strong flashlight on my bike, it'll be good because people in cars would be able to see my shoes glowing. It's kind of like those construction jackets that like workers wear. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. They're like the construction jackets that have the same material on it, so it like glows up. It's pretty much like traffic cones. It's like the material wrapped around it so it glows up. So that's the same material on these. So I think it's pretty cool what they're doing. You know what I mean? They're like taking other they're taking other like technologies from other things into shoes, which I think is awesome because shoes nowadays are, you know, many people like them. So that is my whole entire shoe collection. So I don't know what else to say. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you all later.